Today, friends, we're talking about an absolute giga chad of humanity. Someone who doesn't flinch at the first sign of trouble. Someone who is a lion among men and makes amazing content. Just kidding! We're talking about Jack Doherty. Is that crazy or what? And in case you don't know who Jack Doherty is a very, very popular, but also controversial kick streamer. And we just love our kick streamers, don't we? You know, you got Neon and Sneeko and Aiden Ross, and the list just keeps going on and on, but it doesn't go up, it just keeps going down. You know, it just doesn't get any better. And you may be asking yourself, well, how did Jack Doherty get so popular? Well, I'll tell you. Money! Money! I love money so much. I'm so glad that my parents have so much money. That's Jack Doherty, that's not me. Jack Doherty pretty much has been using his parents' finances to basically boost his own career, no matter how self-destructive that career is. And it's just is and is and is. And it has been since he first started. He's one of those channels who basically got big on pranks and stuff like that. So his whole thing is about basically causing people harm. He's a little bit of a goober, you know? Follow for the most chaotic streams on the platform. Well, at least he's honest. Jack's been on the radar for a while now, and basically, I've just been doing a lot of other things, but it's finally time to talk about this character in particular, and how he's kind of a menace, and probably, you know, I could be wrong, you know, it's just my opinion. He probably should be stopped, in all honesty. Of recent, what Jack Doherty likes to stream on his platform of Kick is basically he invites a lot of people over to his house, you know, has a good time, flies them out to cool houses and mansions and takes them on trips and stuff, and invites a lot of cool guests, you know, cool guests such as the Island Boys, for one. Or two, I guess, as the case may be. Or perhaps Neon and another guy, Zerka, and a bunch of other various kick streamers and content creators, all of which aren't really that great and aren't really seen in a very positive light as of current modern day. And this is where it gets to be where he's a little bit controversial. You see, Jack, our good friend Jack Doherty, and his posse are kind of a nuisance, right? And they know it, and they go about trying to cause trouble basically everywhere they go. And what they will do is they will find people, bring them to the house, right? Bring these fabulous people to the house, and Jack will try and get them to assault him. Whether or not this is fake or not, we don't know. I mean, his channel consists of 50% prank videos and 110% clickbait. We don't know whether this is real or not. And that's the problem with Kick a lot of the times. And basically all streaming on Kick, to be honest, as of late, where you've got people like Aiden Ross and Neon and then Jack Doherty here, where they're going on these sites and they're doing streams, but they're not necessarily, you can't tell if it's real or not, because things that happen in them are so crazy that it's not possible that it's true, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, people are getting jumped like every other day. People are getting beat up in the streets. People are literally getting guns pulled on them and robbed and stuff like that. And so it seems to me that a lot of this content is fake. Whether Jack fakes his content, I can't tell. From interviews that he's been in on various podcasts and stuff like that, videocasts, things like that, he seems like this is his real personality. A huge jerk all the time. 24/7 even. And when you pair all this with a streaming site with a lot of loose guidelines, they don't enforce stuff, they let a lot of stuff, crazy stuff like this, like people getting beat up on stream, people pulling guns on people on stream, you don't get a whole lot of good things out of it. Especially when you consider that all this is available to children. And you're like, oh, well, that doesn't make any sense. Surely there's some kind of barrier. No, I can get onto Kick and log into any stream, pretty much any stream on Kick, and they'll ask me, are you 18 up? And I'm going like, yes. But that's the thing. They could ask that to a child, and the child, if they're smart, you know, they'll just say yes, because then they can just get in. It doesn't there's no barrier between this abrasive content and children. And I know people are like, well, you know, Kick isn't for children. You're probably not wrong there. And a lot of people would say other streaming sites like Twitch or YouTube aren't for children. And I understand that as well, that certain streams are not for children. But you got to understand, what do we define as children? I understand that a 5-year-old is not going to be able to look up Jack Doherty on the internet and just, you know, watch him. But I'm talking about people like, say, from like 10-year-olds. 10-year-olds like are smart enough. They like 10 to like, you know, up. 10 and up, they know how to get on stuff. And when they watch content like this, it does rub off on them. You are what you watch on the internet. And obviously, that's not great. But as I said, his whole gimmick or shtick is to get people to his house and get them to try and fight him, right? He'll say anything, he'll do anything he can, if possible, to try and get them upset and angry and trying to fight him. Whether or not that's fake, as we said, we don't know. But this is his whole gimmick. Or else, he'll take his posse, his group of goons, as we say, out to the streets and see what rabble he can raise up there. Because that's all he's good for, is causing trouble. He'll go to people who are just minding their own business and basically try to pick fights with them. But the thing is, you're like, why hasn't this guy, you know, been taken out? I mean, he doesn't look that buff. He don't look that stacked. I don't know what the kids say these days. He don't look that crazy. Why in the world hasn't somebody beat the crap out of him? And this is my reasoning. He is a complete coward. He's got bodyguards on him 24/7, which is perfectly fine. Honestly, the dude needs them, or he would get beaten up every single day because he's a goon. And everybody knows it. Even his bodyguards know it. And he uses these bodyguards and posse, as it is, as a get-out-of-jail-free card, as a way to do whatever he wants with absolutely no consequences. Which is absolutely stupid. And that's not even necessarily the worst part. That's just like one thing that he's bad for, right? Is trying to get people to beat him up and starting fights and causing problems. He literally tried to start a fight with a family who is literally just enjoying their time. It looks like a beach. I'm going to assume it's a beach. Just hanging out at the beach. And he's trying to start a fight with them.
We got out of there, mofo. Let's go.
Watch your language. There's kids around here.
I didn't say any curse words. What'd I say?
Just watch your language.
What'd I say?
You got a stupid shirt on over there.
Yeah. Your kids can't read, though.
What are you talking about?
Your kids can't read, can they?
I'm sure your kids watch.
Get away from me.
You started talking to me, buddy.
Get away from me.
You get away from me. Watch your kids. Go walk away. McKinley, back up.
And that's not the worst of it, as I said. Jack has a pretty big house. And what better way to fill this house than with some girls? Am I right, folks? Yes, I'm completely right. And though these girls do show up to his house on their own free will, and they're screened, and they're above 18, so it's not, you know, weird. It still gets a little weird, right? Because he puts these people in multiple scenarios and multiple occasions in various situations that by peer pressure, he can get them to do whatever he wants. And in one occasion, he just straight up did this by force. And if you don't know what I'm talking about this video here. The Island Boys attacked me in my house. Basically, in this video, he forces a person to kiss one of the Island Boys, which is honestly pretty disgusting. Let's do it one more time. Well, that's... That, my friends, is a fate worse than death. I mean, you don't know what has been in that mouth. I mean, I guess we do, his brother. And as well as other places in this videos and timestamps in this videos, there is various scenarios and situations where you can tell that he's putting these other girls in various situations. I don't know what I'm saying. Various situations that they don't want to be in, and it's very obvious that they don't want to be in. Goading one of the Island Boys to pressure girls to go out with them, basically trying to get the Island Boys, again, I'm looking at this video in particular, but it is other videos, getting the Island Boys to try and kiss them, and they don't want that. And in fact, they've multiple times said in the video, leave me alone. I don't want to, you know, interact with you. I already have a boyfriend. To which I'm kind of saying, why are you at this guy's house then? But that's on a whole other note, to be fair. I don't know why I just thought that, but it's just an obvious fact that these girls are very uncomfortable in all of these situations, and in fact that they don't want to be in the situations, but they are being created by Jack and his list of goons. And again, we don't know if this is scripted, and that goes for all of his videos. As I've said, we just don't know. Personally, I think that his fight videos, to where he's trying to get people to fight, I think that's kind of scripted, because people wouldn't keep going to his house if they actually wanted to beat him up, because that doesn't make a lick of sense to me at all. So, but I think these videos where he's going down the streets trying to start fight with random pedestrians who are just minding their own business, going about their day, I think those are 100% real. And to be honest with you, I think that's the dumbest thing ever, that Kick allows that any streaming service would allow that, because that is awful and terrible, and you're just hurting random people. They're just going to McDonald's or whatever they're doing, and you're coming up and trying to beat them up. I think, though, that when he invites girls to his house, he does this with the intent of trying to get them to do sexual acts, I'm going to say. Maybe there's a better term for it. That they are not comfortable. I think he intends to do this, because this isn't the first time. There are multiple occasions, multiple people, multiple situations in which that he did this. In fact, recently, he had another Kick joker, Sneeko, his ex-girlfriend, on, and basically had her flash the stream. And this was multiple times that he goaded her into it. And to be honest with you, it's his idea in most of these, right? He gets the ball rolling. So you can't really pin this necessarily on her or another person, because this is his stream, right? This is the person who's doing this, who's making everything happen. And I understand it's not particularly any of my business if these girls were and are being put in sexual assault situations. They have their own voice. They're, you know, they be grown. They can make up their own minds, right? They don't need me to help them or take care of them in any way, because honestly, that's not really the point of this video. This is just one of the other things that Jack Doherty does, which is disgusting. The point of this video is just to point out this man is living a life with absolutely no consequences, and I think that it's very important that we keep our eyes on him and maybe give him some consequences. And I'm not saying stuff violent or, you know, sending hate and stuff like that. I'm just saying that when the time comes, get rid of him, right? Because we already know that he's a scumbag, that he's awful person material, right? We already know that he's bad. And to be honest with you, I would not be surprised at all if I see on like YouTube or X in the future where that I find out that he's been shot, because this seems like something that would happen. People like this are only around for so long. You only have to mess with the wrong guy once for something bad to happen. I mean, just think about that guy who got shot trying to prank somebody in the airport. Or if he gets into a sexual assault case, I wouldn't be surprised. You only get so many free passes before all this catches up with you. Thank you all for coming and watching. This video has been long overdue. I've been meaning to make it for a while. I'm interested to see how Jack's story is going to end. Hopefully not in tragedy, even though that really wouldn't surprise me. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button. It helps in getting this video out there and recommended to other people. And if I'm not a complete moron about all this, you know, maybe I have some sense of knowledge. Probably not, honestly. Please hit that subscribe button and bell so that you get notified when I post my weekly video. And comment that you subscribed for a chance to get listed at the end of the next video. Thank you, and you all have a nice day.